Hey losers, I'm Coral. This is my first official Halloween-a-thon vlog entry. It is only August. It is August 14th today, but I thought I would film putting together my custom board, at least the initial stages of it, or maybe mostly explaining what I'm going to do, because I think I will probably spend most of my I don't have time to put it all together today, but I just did it really quick. I'm doing a customizable board, so what I've decided is, sorry if the tripod moves, Sabbath is in here with me, and I don't think she's ever seen, well, she's seen my tripod before, but maybe I've never been like using it, so she's a little suspicious of it. Come here, Sabby. Come here. Come. She's like, how do I get around it? Come up here. Look, here she is. Look. She just got groomed. She got all shaved down. Her summer bod. So she's all soft and velvety. So what I've decided is, because I, for October, usually do my thing where I watch 31 movies and I read novellas, and I want to do that still, you know? I still want to do that. So what I'm figuring is that I will use my spaces, and I bought little stickers. I actually bought 2 stickers. Luckily I did buy 2 stickers, because I bought these mini stickers, and they're not mini enough for the board. So luckily I also found nail stickers, and these are even tinier. So I'm figuring I can put the nail stickers on the blank spots, and depending on what nail sticker is on there, for example, some of them are candy, some of them are ghosts, some of them are pumpkins. So I'm gonna have to look through when I open them and see what's going on. So, okay, Seppi, probably you should get down now. So, for example, maybe if I land on a candy, I will pick a novella, or if I land on a ghost, I will pick a movie. I think I will also do an activity section, and then I will be able to randomize it, but something that I'm more in control of, rather than picking through the prompts that Kelsi was put together, which are really cool. But I am feeling, you know, more picky about it, because I always like to do my novella and 31 for 31 horror movie thing, which I could pick movies within the prompts, I suppose, but I'm feeling like this might be a little easier if I'm already randomizing or customizing my book prompt choices. Then perhaps I should also do that with my films. And then I've got, thanks for reminding me, Sabs. I've got my index cards. I've had these for forever, just in a drawer, and I'm grateful that I found them again, because I was like, oh yeah, I think I just have some extra index cards laying around. They're really big, but I think that each color will coordinate to something. I do have 4 colors here, so maybe I'll do a couple like wild card spaces. I'm not really sure yet, but I think thanks, Sabs. I think that's what I'll be doing. And then, so what I'm thinking is, I picked my little game piece, I have this little lock figure from Nightmare Before Christmas, and so I'll roll my dice. He'll land on a spot. I'll pick the coordinating card, and then there will just randomly be the name of a novella, movie, or possibly an activity on there. I think I will probably have less activities because I will be in school and I don't have time to do a bunch of crazy shit, or the energy, honestly, while I'm in school. So classes start in 10 days. And so they will have started by the time Halloween-a-thon begins, which is at the end of September. This is my game board. Just an easy, I just printed it off. And then I'll put my little stickers on. And then I'll look through my novellas, which probably I'll put my novellas on the board or on cards sooner, but I might wait for the movies until closer to October. So I might try to buy some. I do like to have physical copies of my movies. And then I'll be able to see what's streaming also closer to that time. Because if I don't have to pay for it, I won't. But also, if it's a movie I really like, I do like to have a physical copy of it, because with digital copies, you really don't own the rights to them and they could disappear at any time, and that scares me. I mean, it doesn't scare me, but I would just rather have a physical copy then, you know? So, it really, my movies depend on what's available at the time, what I have, and what is streaming. So that one will probably wait. Maybe I'll put on some of the movies that I own and haven't watched yet. But I think, okay, please stop licking yourself on video or within range of the camera. But I think my novellas will do. And maybe I'll put together a couple activities. Maybe I'll look through some of the activity prompts and see if there's any that strike my fancy. I think I've got a couple ideas. Anyway, I'm just getting long-winded now. So that's my idea for now. I'll get back to you when I have my board put together. I don't know when that will be. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. Okay. See you when I see you. Happy Halloween-a-thon. Hello again. It is, I think it's the 20th. No, it's the 19th today. It's the 19th today. August 19th, and I finished making my board and writing out all my index cards over the weekend. So this is what I did. I ended up using, I can't remember what I said in the video. I ended up using the nail stickers because the other stickers were way too big. So what I did was my cats and bats stickers represent novellas that I'm going to read. And then what I did was I wrote down all the novellas that I own on index cards, as seen here. And I included like this one, a point horror book. I included a couple Fear Street, a couple point horror, a couple Goosebumps, things that I also like to read during October. So those are in there. And then my Ghosts and Pumpkins are for watching a movie. So I got together all my movies that I own and haven't watched or would like to rewatch. So those are in here. Possessor, I want to watch that again so bad. Zach didn't watch that with me when I watched it. Dead Alive, that's a host pick. Christine picked that one. I want to watch that again. Frankenweenie, I've never seen that, so I want to watch that. Renfield, another host pick. I think that's Amy Noel's. Frontiers, I own that one and I haven't seen it in like 15 years. So then also pieces of candy on my board. That's for activities. So I wrote down a couple activities that I want to do, and then I also went through the prompts and picked a few that I liked, like play a horror video game. Oh my god, those scare me so much. I don't really do that, but I've got some, so I'm gonna do that if I pick this card. I want to make some roast squash because I like that. I want to make zucchini bread because I like that. This was a host prompt. It was to learn about a spooky history topic by listening to a podcast, by reading about it, or watching something about it. I was like, that is such a good idea. Make a spooky cocktail. I want to watch a movie in a fort. I want to make a little pepper lantern, like make a little jack-o'-lantern out of a pepper and then eat some veggie dip out of it. What else? I want to paint like spooky rocks, go see Halloween decorations, which is something Lobby and I do anyways. We just like on when I pick her up from school, we always like take a different street home and go see if there's decorations. Yeah, so I put my board together and I put my index cards together, and now there's a month before, now there's a month we'll have to wait until we can do anything. And I've maybe gotten this together too quickly. But I filmed my announcement video today, and I really wanted to do that so that people hear about it before September, because if they're like me, they like to plan their TBR out ahead of time. So I want to make sure that I have this video edited and put out before September starts so people can plan for doing something in September, since Halloween-a-thon starts in September. So I think this will be the last Halloween-a-thon vlog update for now until September starts. Yeah, I think that's all I have today. I'm having a little bit of a day because I got a email, not this last weekend, but the weekend before, and it was about my therapist, and it was from like the company, right? Because it goes through like a company, my insurance does, you know, and it was like, your sessions with so-and-so will be canceled as of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, is my therapist breaking up with me? Like, what happened? Like, nothing seemed to be wrong, and I really like her, and I'm like, oh my God, if I have to find I just don't think I can find a new therapist. The thought of that is horrible. Like, I don't want to do that. And then I saw her last week, and she's like, oh yeah, your insurance just says we can't continue anymore. It's like, oh, okay, great, cool. I'm glad that they can just decide that for me. So I have we were able to sneak one in, since they didn't give me, I'm really hoping, since they didn't give me at least the email said, it was like, as of this date, and it was this coming Wednesday, like August 21st, your sessions are canceled, and it didn't say like, you have no more sessions or anything. So I'm really hoping that, since we scheduled one today, before this cancellation, that my insurance will still cover it and they won't be shits about it. Because she doesn't know. You know what I mean? She didn't know. She works through like a company contracted by my insurance. So, oh my God, that would be such a fucking disaster if I had to pay for that. Anyway, so this is like my goodbye session. And I think I'll be okay. Especially knowing that she's not like, oh God, I don't want to deal with this person anymore, you know? So anyway, I've got to go because my session starts in 15 minutes and I'm gonna go do that. So I will probably talk to you guys in a couple weeks, but thanks for hanging out with me for these pre-Halloween-a-thon vlogs, and thank you for listening to my therapy woes. But I will see you guys in a little bit. Stay spooky until then. Goodbye. 17 days until Halloween-a-thon. More days until Halloween-a-thon. I'm doing a pumpkin face mask right now. It smells like pumpkin spice, which is not my favorite, but it doesn't smell bad. I just don't want to eat it. Okay, bye. 2 more days until Halloween-a-thon starts. I think yesterday I said there's 2 more days until Halloween-a-thon, but it was actually 3 more days until Halloween-a-thon. I'm tired. I'm really tired. 2 more days until Halloween-a-thon. My God. This is my life. Hello everybody, I'm sitting on some closed pins. It is 1 day until Halloween-a-thon starts. It is Halloween-a-thon Eve, and I was actually having a drink. And rearranging my bookshelves because the way that I don't have room on the shelves of my books that I have read. I really need to set some money aside to rearrange this room a little bit and buy some shelves to put, well, I need to buy some shelves, but I haven't done that. And like the way that my books are organized right now have really been bothering me. So I was trying to scheme up a way to rearrange them, but long story short, I got caught in the middle of that, and I'm not finishing it right now because I'm about to leave. Not drive myself, because I have a chauffeur who does that for me. His name is Zach, and he's a great chauffeur. But I wanted to do my first roll tonight so that tomorrow I just know right off the bat what I'm doing. Maybe if it is a book that has an audiobook, I kind of mapped that out for myself, saved, made lists on my audiobook listening apps of books that are available for that, as far as books that are available on Everand, on Audible, on Libro FM, on Libby. So I'm thinking today I roll. Tomorrow I know exactly what I'm reading. I know if I roll a book, I go to the gym tomorrow. I know if I'm reading a book that has an audiobook available, I'm able to listen to that if it is. And I know if I'm watching a movie, I know if I'm doing an activity right away tomorrow, and I can plan accordingly. So that's why I'm going to do this roll right now while I have the time. And also you can see my shelves before they're rearranged, and also hear my daughter's loud music. So I ordered these dice because I wanted some fun ones. They've got all sorts of cool ones. I of course I had to find some cool ones with, can you see? I don't know if you can see. These have aliens. If you can see, I can never tell until I'm editing what my camera has decided to focus on. Very irritating. Look, right now, it's focusing back here. What is back here? I don't fucking know. It's not my face. So, which dice should I roll? I've got a 20-sided dice. I've got a 10-sided dice. I've got an 8-sided dice. I've got a 6-sided dice. I've got a dice that has like, it's like a triangle shape, but it also has 3 numbers on each side. What does that mean? I'm sure it's for like tabletop games. I don't fucking know. I think I'm just gonna roll the 6-sided dice first and see what we get. So I'm gonna do that quick. I'm gonna put my board on the floor. Maybe I should get a shot of that. Hold on, let me set that up. Now's the part where you hear me breathing all heavily into the camera. I should have picked a guy that stood up better, but I didn't. And you know what's funny is that I did a tryout when I first got my dice, and I rolled it a bunch, and I rolled like 4 of the same things in a row, which was the little candies, which is the sticker that I have the least of on the board, which is really fucking weird. Okay, so that's a 5. 4, 5. Oh Oh, I did it again! Trick or treat. This is... Wait, no. That is a... That's not a candy. That is a... whatever the fuck I want to do. I put one of those for each of the hosts places, but I kind of came up with that idea after I'd already left Kitty's Monster Island, so I was like, oh shit, I put one there. So I've got one for Library Macabre, Monster Squad's Hayride, Lauren's Mansion. So what am I gonna pick? My first pick is is whatever I want to do. So I think I'm gonna have to think about it, and I'll let you know tomorrow, I guess. It's probably gonna be a movie, because I've been thinking about movies. I tried to watch The Entity last night and it wasn't available to stream, and I don't have a DVD, and I didn't want to spend, I didn't want to spend $40 on a DVD, and also like that doesn't immediately get to me anyways, so okay. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Hey, it's me, I'm back. Because immediately after turning off my camera I was like, actually, I do know what I want to do. I need to read a fucking book, because I just finished the book that I was reading, which was a really good book. I just finished The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. I was reading a physical copy that I had, and it was, I was really enjoying it, but I needed to speed up my reading, so I found that Everand had an audio copy, so I was kind of doing both and finished it. So let's draw a random card from my pile. These are my novellas, minus one that I need to add that came in the most recent Nightworms. Be really cool if it was one that was an audiobook. Although, you know what? I'm thinking I'll probably supplement. There were a couple that, well, you know, I really want to listen to The Nest by Gregory Douglas. I bought a copy of that a couple months ago because Kelsi and Cameron Chaney were saying that that was a really great audio copy. So I've been holding on to that, and there were a couple from Libro FM last month from the ALC, or no, it was this month, that were new releases that I really wanted to listen to. So, okay. Hopefully those are better shuffled than the last time all right. Night of the Living Dummy. All right, starting out with the Goosebumps. And I think I can get a copy of this from my library on audio. So, not that that's hard to read, but it is nice to have an audio copy for when I am at the gym, obviously, if I don't feel like listening to music. So, let me grab that. Here she is, the first. What a book to be starting Halloween-a-thon with. Night of the Living Dummy by R.L. Stine. I believe I have read this Goosebumps book, or one of the Night of the Living Dummy ones. My copy has this cute, someone put a cute little sticker in it. I love that, actually. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 2 of Halloween-a-thon. I realized that I didn't film anything yesterday, which is fine. I think just because I knew what I was doing, and I just did it. So I didn't have anything to add, I guess. I was working on putting my shelves back together. Can't really see, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing with that. So I spent some of my day doing that. I found an audio copy of Night of the Living Dummy. I listened to that yesterday. I like this one. I liked it a lot, actually. Thinking about it now, I don't think that this is the Night of the Living Dummy Goosebumps that I read when I was a child, because I remember Slappy being the antagonist, and when you read this one, you find out that he is not like the main antagonist in this one so much. So I listened to that, and then last night I also watched a movie. I didn't roll for it because my rolling is random, but I am also watching a movie every night, so those are going to be things that are probably on my list, whether I pull one from a card or not. I don't know, it depends on if there's something I really want to watch, or if I don't know and I want it to be random, I guess. But last night Zach and I watched In a Violent Nature, which is something I've wanted to see, and recently it got put on Shudder, so I was excited about that. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I think just like immediately you see this like slasher figure, and he is just walking around, and he's kind of hulking and stocky. In my mind, it's like, why not try to break away from Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees? Like, why not make something new? And so my eyes want to roll into the back of my head immediately when I see that, and then it just like sets the tone for this movie, where I'm like, oh my god, this again, because I want to see something new, because it's already a slasher, and like, if you can't even make your slasher look different than the ones that have come before it, like, what else, like, how are you gonna make it any different? You know, I don't know. So it just like right away I was like, oh god, more of this, more of what we've already seen before. And I think that the plot wasn't very interesting, but I think that there were scenes that were shot really nicely. The setting was really nice in the woods. It was a very beautiful movie as far as the scenery and the setting in the woods in Canada. It looked like it was probably up on the mountain. That's what it reminded me of, at least, like the mountain, the national mountain forest, like the Sequoia forest here in California. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know whether it really was a mountainous forest in Canada or not, but that's what it reminded me of. And there was a scene with a log splitter that I really enjoyed. I thought that was the way that it was shot, like the angle and everything was like really interesting. So it wasn't all bad. Anyway, so now I'm gonna roll again. If I don't roll a book, I am going to find something to read because I want to keep reading. So let's roll. Let's roll, baby. Oh no. Hopefully these little dice won't break on my floor. Is that the dice I fucking need to? Of course. I think I rolled under the couch. Oh no, it's like behind a pile of books. A tower of books. Random space. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to choose I think these are my books, right? Yeah, okay. Isn't that funny? Haha. Okay, let me just shake these up a little bit. Let's see what we get. Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. Okie dokie artichoke. I think I possibly have an audio copy of that from Libro FM. I think, I mean, just looking at the cover, I think that this is a cosmic horror, not my favorite subgenre of horror at all. An 11-year-old boy lives an idyllic childhood exploring the remote coastal plains and wetlands of South Carolina alongside his parents and his dog Teach. But when the boy's eerie and estranged grandfather shows up with no warning and no sign of leaving, cracks begin to form as hidden secrets resurface that his parents refuse to explain. Meanwhile, the boy feels something within himself changing, physically, into something his grandfather welcomes and his parents fear. Something abysmal. Something monstrous. I do have, obviously, schoolwork to do. I really need to take a shower. Schoolwork to do. But this week is the last week for one of my classes. It's a weird class. It's a typing class, but it's for like the numbers keypad. It's called 10 key proficiency. And okay, like I'm typing really fucking fast and I'm not like scoring very well still. And it's really bothering me. I'm like, how much faster could these fucking little fingies go, you know? And I'm like making sure to drink like like caffeine, like a lot of caffeine before I do this because it helps. And also I like have to have complete silence so that I can like in my head be like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean? And boy, it really actually it wasn't going so badly until we started using like the decimal key. And that, for some reason, even though that counts as like a keystroke in our thing, it's like really throwing me off for some reason. And so this is like the last week and we have like our final this week and I'm kind of stressing out a little bit. I have to do better. And it's hard because it's like, I can't, like it's physical. I can't make my fucking fingers go faster. I feel like they're going at top speed already. How much faster can they go? I'm a fast typer. I've been using the internet for a long time, you know what I mean? Tick, click, 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 click. I'm on the computer all the fucking time. Yeah, boy, this last week has been... And then I have this other class, I've kind of briefly talked about it, but it's an 8-week course with 16 weeks worth of coursework in it. And before it was like, oh, this is a lot of work, but it's manageable. But last week, we covered 4 chapters worth of fucking stuff. And it was, I was really fucking stressing. It was really bad. So I had, it was like a little over 100 pages in my textbook that I had to read. And like, I take notes, which slows me down considerably. But like, I feel like I have to take notes. Otherwise I don't really retain things, like I would like to, at least in textbooks, you know? And then we had 2 quizzes and I had 4 assignments in that class. Oh my God, in just that one class. And really it's like the notes that, the reading and the notes. And then I had an exam in another class and then my poor fingies class, and oh my God, it was just a lot. And I'm glad that I am not taking a 4th or a 5th class right now because I don't know how I would be doing it. Like I was literally doing homework until 8 o'clock most nights. Oh, God fucking damn. And then this week I look and there's only 3 chapters. I think I saw 3 chapters, but only right now it says only 1 assignment. So that's nice. I don't know how many quizzes we have. And the quizzes, I do, like, not to sound braggy, but like I do really well in school. I've had a 4.0 like all the semesters I've been in school. This class is like, I do well in my like day-to-day assignments, but the quizzes, I like take them and this shit is not in our textbook. And I've emailed the professor about them. Like I said something, I took a quiz. There was 2 quizzes that week. I took a quiz and it was like, what chapter is this on? But because also he does not say anywhere that like this quiz is for chapters blah blah blah. He'll just be like taxes and planning, and then you'll take the quiz. And so I was like, hey, Professor so-and-so, what chapters does this cover in our textbook? And he emailed me back and he was like, this covers chapters blah 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 blah. And I was like, what? Because that was like the next week's stuff, and like that, those were not anything about taxes and planning. That was about like buying a house, and like this is a personal finance class. It's just like, oh my god, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing very well on the quizzes. It's really bothering me. It's stressing me out a lot. I'm spending it's like too much time in this class to like not be getting a decent grade on those quizzes. And I'm really lucky that like the assignment, I'm like getting 100% on the assignments, because otherwise I would be really in trouble. Anyway, okay, that's my thing for today. I have to go do a lot of schoolwork before I can do anything else. See you later. Hello, my friends. Welcome to day 3 of Halloween-a-thon. A-thon. So, just to update you, I have listened to just a tiny bit of Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. I did have an audio copy from quite a while ago from Libro FM, so I took advantage of that. I've listened to about 40 pages of that, and I can't quite get a read on what's happening yet. It's about a young boy. Does he have a name? I feel like we haven't heard his name. He might be nameless. It just is like the boy. The boy, his mother, his father, his grandfather. I think only the dog has a name. Isn't that weird? The dog is named after Blackbeard, which is kind of funny. What is Blackbeard's name? I think it's like Edward Teach. Am I correct about that? He lives with his mother and father, and then like his estranged grandfather comes, and his grandfather's like kind of a dick, and I'm not really sure why everyone's just like putting up with his grandfather like being there and like being a dick to everybody, but he is. And like the dog really does not like the grandfather, and that's all that's happened so far, really, is that the grandfather's just like around being a dick. But in the meantime, since I've had an audio copy of that, I decided to also pick up a book that I don't have an audio copy of. So I've been reading Living Dead Girl, which was my cart pick for this month. And I figured, since this is like novella length, really, what is this, maybe 200 pages? 170 pages. I was like, oh, I should, you know, read this because I want to make sure that I'm reading my cart picks. So this is about a 14 or 15-year-old girl named Alice who has been, I think she's 14, because at this point in the book, she has been held captive by this man who kidnapped her 5 years ago, and he is, well, I mean, without being explicit, we can make inferences about a man who abducts a 9-year-old and keeps her captive for that long, like what he would want out of a relationship like that. And she knows that she's outaging his preferences, which is really disgusting, right? And now she's not really sure what to do. And so this is where that's going. I've read about 115 pages really quickly. I don't even know if I've spent even an hour in total reading this. It's just, it has very short chapters. It's really like, you really get like the meat and potatoes of the story. There's no extra side dishes here, you know? Like, this author gives you exactly what you need It's compulsively readable. I need to know what's gonna happen to poor Alice. It's gross. It's gross, and it's like not super graphic, but it's like, because this is also a YA book. This is published by Simon Pulse, which is like Simon & Schuster, one of Simon & Schuster's like young adults. You know, they also in the 90s did some of like the Fear Street and maybe Point Horror, maybe just Fear Street, I don't know, but you know, they did like Fear Street, some of the Fear Street books, so they do like teen books. So this is a book published for teenagers. And I mean, I'm assuming it's along the lines of like Speak by Lori Halsey Anderson. You know, books that deal with hard-hitting things that don't have gratuitous subject matter, but deal with tough situations. So I'm enjoying this so far, but it's a tough one for sure. Alice is a messed up kid, and like not, you know, this is not her fault that any of this has happened to her, but you can definitely see the effects that it has had on her. And maybe she's gonna do some things that are morally wrong because of this, but it's like, can you fault her? I don't know. It's kind of really like sad and fucked up. So that's what I'm reading right now. Last night, Zach and I watched this Japanese film called Helloooooo. It's House in English. We found it on HBO Max. I've actually like scrolled past it many times. It has a really striking thumbnail of like these weird blue faces in the background, and then like a teenage girl's face kind of looking like and it was one of the strangest movies I've ever seen. I think it was really weird and fun, and I would really recommend it. It's not very scary. It's weird and creepy, and it has a lot of great effects in it. I think especially for being made in the 70s, like the effects still hold up, especially like the practical effects that they did. I thought it was really weird, and one that immediately I'm like, I need to buy this for myself at some point. So I really enjoyed that and would recommend that. But that's probably it for today. I don't know. I have a dermatology appointment this afternoon. I've got homework I need to do. So that will probably be it today, but I do expect to at least finish one of these today, maybe both, because the audio for this is only like listening to it. I usually listen to things sped up. I never listen to anything at one speed. It's like people are talking to me like this. I can't stand that. So I can't imagine especially like I have to drive today, and like I'll finish something today. I'm fairly certain. So tomorrow I'll have a little update about what I finished, I'm sure. And then I will, well, if I finish Wild Spaces, I will definitely roll again, because my other book did not have a roll. So I will talk to you tomorrow. That's it. Goodbye. Hey again, friends. It is still day 3 of Halloween-a-thon. Tuesday. It's still Tuesday. It's Tuesday afternoon. I did end up finishing Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I felt like it was just fine. And I'm a little confused as to why it's labeled as cosmic horror. I think just because it has tentacles in it. Because to me, when I think of cosmic horror, I'm thinking of things concerning like existentialism, like why are we on this earth? Why were we created? Things doing with like old gods, right? And how our existence on this earth means fucking nothing. And sometimes I like that part of cosmic horror I can sometimes get behind. And this, it just had tentacles. To me, this seemed more sea monster-y than anything else. And I didn't mind it. I'm thinking about it like it was well written. It's about this boy like I said, his estranged grandfather comes up. He's really a fucking asshole. And like the whole story, I'm like, why is nobody just like telling him to leave? He's obviously causing a lot of distress in the family. All of a sudden, like, this boy's parents are fighting. This dog does not like him. He doesn't fit in with this very tight-knit family unit. The mom obviously has some family trauma she has not unpacked, and so it's like, why is he here? And he does not seem to be doing anyone good. So why is he here? And that's what I just kept wondering this whole time. Like, why is he here? I don't know. So I finished it. I liked it better than I thought I would. Maybe somebody who is like more in tune with the cosmic side of things and who's read this could tell me like what the actual cosmic elements were in this, because to me, I read this and I just think they're tentacles, and that's why people are saying cosmic horror, because when I read it, that's the only element that I was picking up on that seemed cosmic to me. So I had a dermatology appointment today. I have been losing my hair. A little bit personal, but I've been losing my hair. It's gotten to the point where it's concerning. This has been happening for probably like a year and a half, where I've just been like shedding hair. And I made a dermatology appointment and he's like, okay, let's do, he called a tag, and I'm like, what's that? And he's like, oh, I just do this. And he's like running his hands, not necessarily gently, not like roughly, but not gently through my hair. And he's just like, my hair is coming out. And he's like, okay, well, if we see more than 20 strands, like, that's a problem. But he's doing it like all over my head, and I'm like, please, like, if I could keep that on my hair, because this is obviously a problem. You can see that, right? But he has to do that. And well, he gave me a diagnosis. It seems like it's just stress, but that can be something that happened a long time ago. Like, the window for that could be up to like years. So like, I'm thinking about it. He's like, well, were you sick? Did you have any surgeries, any like child births or anything? And then I'm like, oh God, like, it's probably, and like, I've been really, you know, I've talked about this on my channel about when I had my stressy, depressy time, and I'm like, oh, this really probably perfectly matches up to when I started losing my fucking hair. Like, just a couple months after that is when it started. Just a couple months, the bad times happened, and a couple months after that I was like, oh shit. And I requested I requested actually a blood test, and like a few months after that, to see if like my vitamin levels were off, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like, everything was fine with that. So like, it actually makes a lot of sense, and luckily that is reversible, but it's just like, they don't know when it will stop. And I was really concerned actually, because I have like hormone issues to begin with, so I was really concerned that that's what it was, and that can be treated, but it's not reversible. So he said that with, it's called telogen effluvia, stress related hair loss. It's uniform, so you lose hair from all over your head uniformly, and with other things, it comes out really, usually in patches, clumpy hair loss, you know, so you lose it like on the crown of your head only, or like alopecia, you know, you lose it like, you know, you get like a patch on your temple that you lose or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Just a weird personal thing about me and my hair that has been, and it's like, I don't, you know, I have like regular stress, I guess, now, but losing my hair makes me feel fucking stressed out. So hopefully I can, now that I have at least some sort of an answer and like somebody is helping me with this, and I know that I can go back in a few months if I'm not seeing any progress, and then I can get a skin biopsy done just to make like extra sure that it is stress and not anything else. But anyway, I just thought I would share that since I talked about my doctor's appointment this morning. And now I'm gonna roll my dice again since I finished my book. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bat. What is bat? I think bat is movie. No, bat is novella. Okay, well that gives me something to read right away. Where are my cards? Let's flip these around a little bit. Give them the old Tucson tussle. Gone to See the Riverman by Kristopher Triana. So this is about a woman obsessed with serial killers, one in particular. He convinces her that he needs something from this person called the Riverman, and she goes to retrieve it. And that's about all I know. I know that this is pretty brutal, and that's it. So I'm excited to read this. And I will talk to you tomorrow after hopefully a movie and a little bit of reading. Maybe I'll finish, oh yeah, I really gotta finish Living Dead Girl first. So maybe I'll read a little bit of both tonight, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'm almost done with like what I really need to get done of my schoolwork today, and then maybe I'll have time to work on like some of what I want to get done for tomorrow, and then we'll see how it goes, okay? Okay, we'll see you, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't ever know how to start these things. Do I do a little bow? Do I do a little curtsy? Do I hold my cat up like she's Simba? She would be really upset if I did that. Good morning, kind of. It's almost afternoon. Jesus Christ. It is the 4th day of Halloween-a-thon. And today, I haven't really done much reading, that is. I have done many errands and things of that nature. So I did, oh, okay. Yesterday, I finished Living Dead Girl by Elizabeth Scott. Some ASMR. This book, I think if I had read this when I was like 13, my dad would have never allowed such a thing. I was living with him when I was 13. This book would have never ever like made the cut in my house. But if I had, this book would have been like a book that like, what do they call it? Books that, you know, that trend. Have you seen that trend on Instagram lately? Like books that made me, I think, is what they are calling it. I think this would have been one of those books. Like this book, very short chapters, very fast paced. Like I said yesterday, there is no extra fat in this book. And there's no extra fat on this poor little girl because this man is starving her so that she looks younger than she is. It's very sad. And it just cuts you right to the core. It's definitely young adult with mature content though. And some of it's leaving me questioning like, is this is like when I read V.C. Andrews as a young child. Is this really for teenagers? I don't know. I don't think I can answer that. But Simon Pulse, what are you thinking? But I also don't think that this is a book, not that it's not for adults, but it's not written to be marketed for adults either. So I don't know, but this was a very entertaining book, very sad. troubling. So then I did start, Gone to See the Riverman by Kristopher Triana. I only read about 8 pages last night. I actually thought I would read a little bit more this morning. I went to the pharmacy and I was like, oh, well, I brought this along. And I was like, I'll get about 5 to 10 minutes in there. And then I went to check my prescription and they're like, you have no prescriptions to check in. And I was like, what do you mean? I just spoke to my doctor yesterday and they're like, I don't know about that. Like, I've never had this happen before. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to call them. Like, what do I do? I don't know. So I don't fucking know. I don't know what I do then in this case. I checked my patient portal thing and my prescription says this prescription is currently being filled. So I also don't know what that means. Like, at what pharmacy? At any pharmacy around town? Am I gonna have to drive to some fucking 30 minutes away pharmacy? I hope not. They just picked a pharmacy randomly. I also went to the bank today because Zach and I are doing this thing with our discretionary funds where we each get $100 a week, which I know also, talking about this is coming from a place of privilege, coming from a place of privilege where we have $100 that we can do whatever the fuck we want with, each $200 a week. But we're trying to work on some shit around the house and stuff like that, and we're like, okay, well, where's the money going? Like, because I'm, you know, budgeting, and it's like, well, we have it, where is it, you know? So we're each taking, this is the first week we're doing it, but we're each taking $100 for like any discretionary, like not necessary shit for ourselves. I needed some like body wash, and I know like technically that's not discretionary, but I bought it from Bath and Body Works and that's like 20 bucks, right? And I bought a candle too because it was buy one, get one free. It's like, well, I can't say no to that deal because those candles are like 25 bucks. So, I feel like for $20 for body wash, like that seems like it should come out of my discretionary spending fund for the week. So I had to go in the bank and like put in the cash for that because we're using cash, so that, you know, a cash system is makes it easier to track and so that you don't overspend. You know exactly how much you have and exactly how much you're spending. So we'll see how that goes. Is that kind of exciting for you guys to come along with my cash discretionary fund spending journey with me to see how I do, if I can do it. I'm at first I was like, this is a fucking piece of cake, and then I was like, wait, but I have this subscription and I have this subscription and I have this subscription, and now I'm like, I'm canceling subscriptions. Maybe not all of them, but I'm like seriously thinking like, what subscriptions am I going to cancel? Because I mean, that's discretionary spending, and like, how am I going, like, this is my book money too. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. Also, our movie last night was Possessor, a Brandon Cronenberg movie. This is the second time I've watched it. This time we watched the uncut version, and it's been a while since I watched it, so I can't really like distinguish the extra scenes that I saw from the scenes that I didn't see last time, I guess, you know what I mean? So I enjoyed it again. It's kind of a mind trip, kind of weird and sad, and yeah, I liked it. It was a good one. It's a good one if you haven't seen this. Brandon Cronenberg is David Cronenberg's son, so you get some a little bit of body horror. Not so much goop, but you know, some weird mind things. Some of it reminded me a little bit of Videodrome, a little bit. And I liked it. So that's it for now. Probably, like always, won't check in. I mean, not like always, because sometimes I do check in again, but I don't know if I'll check in again today. I am trying to finish up my homework for my personal finance class today. Maybe if I don't have to fucking worry about that. That is, oh my god, such a homework intensive class. So if I don't have to do that shit, and it's like, you know, I just try to get it done so that I have 2 hours at the end of the day before I fucking fall asleep every night to watch a movie, and it's a lot to cram in because I want to do the movies. I want to do the movies every night. And this class is making it really fucking hard. It's not my only fucking class. Also, I've made some progress. This is not, I just put those books up there, but you want to see what my other shit looks like for now? So I was thinking I would have these black zigzags, kind of. Oh god, focusing. And then I have a shelf of some of my sprayed edge books. Some of the series I've stuck together just because I hate not having them together. I don't know. This is just kind of a really, I don't fucking know what to do with my books at this point because I don't have space kind of a thing. And then up here, white books. And I'm thinking I'll use some gradients into some gray books, which is why those are down here for now until I put them up there. Okay, see you later. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is day 6 of Halloween-a-thon. I've made some progress and gone to see the Riverman. Just FYI, I think I might talk a little spoilery with the things that I'm discussing in here, just because these are vlogs and to make things more interesting. So be forewarned. I'm gonna do it right now, okay? So I'm not going to explain the whole premise of the book, but skip ahead if you don't want to know some of the finer details of this novel, this novella. So yeah, this book, it's gross. There is some incest in it, gross body stuff. This woman is on the river. She's just like making bad decisions, and her disabled sister is along for the ride. And that part is like, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head because it's like she's making this bad decision for herself. And it's like, okay, you can do that, right? But because she's her sister's caretaker, and her sister's involved in this, and her sister can't make this decision for herself because she has brain damage and she needs a caretaker. Her sister Lori is her caretaker, and her sister Lori makes this decision to bring her along. She makes this decision for her that she's coming with, right? And so she does not have the capacity. The sister with the brain damage does not have the capacity to make this decision. And so it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's one thing to make this decision for yourself, but to make this decision for your sister too is like, oh, it's a whole nother level of like fucked upness. And especially when, you know, Lori knows that she's probably not making a great decision. So it's like, it's frustrating, and at any time, Lori could back out at any point in this story, you know, where I am in this story. And she's continuing to go on with this decision, and it's like, come on, lady, what's wrong with you? But it seems like she has a history of making bad decisions. And I'm wondering if the sisters, if she maybe had a hand in whatever injury led to her sister's brain damage, because reading the book, you know that her sister was not born this way. So it was an injury, I'm assuming, that caused this, because she was not born this way. So what the fuck? So that's what I've been doing the last couple days. I'm hoping I'll be able to finish this weekend. I'm almost caught up with my homework for the week. I have a final to take today, and then I'm done with one of my classes. Oh boy, the last couple days have been a little bit interesting. I have irritated what I'm pretty sure is my sciatic nerve on my right side, and I have not been able, well, I can sit physically, I am able to sit, however, it causes me great distress to be sitting right now, which makes sense when I think about it, because last week especially, I was sitting and doing homework for probably like 10 hours during the week, each day. Yeah, man. And this week it's been a little less, but still probably like 6-7 hours. Up until yesterday, where I could not sit, so I was standing and doing it, and now it's like, oh, I think like my back kind of hurts from standing now, and I can't sit, and it hurts also when I stand now, and it's like, I'm just feeling very uncomfortable. Icing it and putting heat on it helps a little bit, but it's like after like 5 minutes sitting, I'm like, I cannot do this any longer. It hurts so bad. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life right now. I can't, like this final I have to take, I really can't be standing when I take it, because it's for that class, the 10 key proficiency class. So I need to be typing, and like, I don't think I can do my best typing when I'm standing, because I don't have, it'd be really cool if I had one of those desks that go like this, right? But I don't have one of those. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to sit. I have a fucking icy hot patch on my back. I smell like I'm elderly. I felt like it was helping at first, but now like that my skin is like used to the menthol feeling, now it still feels bad. I'm just here to complain. Last night I watched Opera, the Dario Argento movie. It's one that I haven't seen, and I thought it was okay. There were parts of it that I liked. I really liked the mechanism of torture with the eye, with the little, what do they call those nails? Like the framing nails, I think they might be. Where basically the killer in this, the faceless killer, because it's a giallo movie, taped these little tiny framing nails underneath her eyes. The killer keeps catching this opera star, this debut opera star, and forcing her to watch as her friends are killed, and tapes these little framing nails underneath her eyes, so if she blinks, she's like blinking her eyelids onto these tiny little nails. And so, you know, like there's like blood dripping down, and she's like bound, and her mouth is taped over, and she's forced to watch her friends being murdered. And I liked that, but I wasn't really sure of the motive of the killer when it all came out. It was like, that's why. It just didn't seem, I don't know. If I was going to be murdering a bunch of people, I feel like I would have a more exciting motive, I guess, than why this person decided to do it. So, I don't know. Stylistically excellent, like, you know, most of his films are. And there's like these really cool ravens involved in the opera that the woman is doing. And at the very beginning, it was like, oh, no one better piss these birds off, because they're gonna remember. And sure enough, there's a scene where, you know, that comes into play, And so like I did like that. I do really enjoy birds. They're smart. So that was fun. And then the day before yesterday, I watched part of Battle Royale, but it's such a long movie and I started to get tired. So I have like an hour left that I need to watch. And it was on Tubi and I have to watch it because it was like 5 days left. And I was like, oh God. And when I turned it on, it was like only English dubbed, which the dub is bad. It just doesn't really fit the tone of the movie. There just was no option for the original track with English subtitles. So I kind of really just was not digging rewatching it that way. And maybe I just won't finish it. Since I've already watched it, I've already read the manga, I've read the novel several times, and I mean, it's different. The movie is different than what happens in the manga and different from what happens in the novelization and everything. So I don't know, maybe I just won't even watch it because like I wasn't even having that great of a time because of the dubbing. It's just like a little too, it's like everyone's just a little too excited, but like not in a good way. And then they're like not excited enough when like bad things happen, you know? It's just like the emotions are too wonky and I don't know. It just wasn't doing it for me. I really should just buy a copy of that. Anyway, so that's what that's what I've been up to the last couple days. I don't know what I'm gonna watch tonight. I'll probably pull a card and see. Actually, maybe I should pick something that I can watch with Lavi. I really want to watch Donnie Darko with her. Maybe I'll just put that on and have that be our movie tonight. She's been listening to, the other day we were in the car and she's like, can I put on a song? And sometimes I'll be like, no, because I'm mean and I like just, I am that parent now where I am like, I don't want to listen to your music and I feel so bad, but I was like, okay, sure. And she put on Depeche Mode and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we for sure will listen to this. So, so I think we should definitely watch Donnie Darko and she can listen to like Tears for Fears and stuff like that on the soundtrack. That's on the soundtrack, right? It's been so long since I watched that. Anyway, Echo and the Bunnymen and shit like that. So that's, like I said, that's what I've been up to the last couple days. And maybe I'll check in tomorrow. I really should be filming some end of the month stuff this weekend, although if I can't fucking sit down, what am I supposed to do? Like, it hurts to stand, it hurts to sit, it hurts to be alive right now. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Thanks for listening to me complain. Wish me luck on my typing final. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get an A on it. I can't type fast enough. Like, how are they supposed? I don't know. My hands are going click, 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 and I'm not typing enough keystrokes to get an A. So this will be like the first class I'll have gotten a B on ever in my college career, and it's kind of making me sad. Zach's like, you need to chill the fuck out, but I can't. Okay, bye. Hello, and good afternoon. It's me, and Fang. Jeez, I can tell she wants to be put down now. She greeted me when I came in with a brow, and that she said, unhand me. So you can see I've shelved a few things. These are not staying here, I just needed them there for that moment. I'll show you once I'm done talking about this book that I finished just now. Gone to See the Riverman by Kristopher Triana. I really liked this. I have to sit on it and think about my feelings for a little bit longer, but I think this might be a 5-star read. And I'm a little bit surprised because going through it, I had about 30 pages when I sat down to finish this. I really tried hard to finish it last night, but I was doing like long blinks, and I'm really glad that I decided to wait and do it when I was not finish it when I was not doing long sleepy blinks, because boy, that end is wild. And I think even just the last 20-30 pages of it really, like, I really like that ending. And I think maybe that ending bumped it from a 4 to a 5. Even though thinking about it, it's like, how else could it have ended? How else could it have ended? Not necessarily a surprising ending, but just one that was very satisfying, and I liked it. There's some things that I highlighted here. So maybe not super spoilery or anything, not plot spoilery, maybe, I don't know. So listen at your own risk at this point, okay? I already kind of talked about this, what would have been minutes ago in this video now, but I really liked this, this passage here. It says, the palms and backsides of both hands were covered in fingernails that sprouted out of his cold black flesh like horns. Ew, creepy. And then, well, ew, creepy was my addition to that. And then also, every note he plays is a drop of blood from someone's heart. Weird. There's another one too, but that one might be a little too spoilery for me. So I did really enjoy this. It has just, I think, a touch of cosmic horror there at the end, where you really, it's like things that are bigger than the characters are happening, and almost like a wishing on a genie kind of a thing happening that I enjoyed. So, 2 books that I've read this week that had some cosmic elements, maybe, I don't know. One actually, it's like, it was labeled as cosmic horror, and I'm not really sure if it, you know, reading it, if it did, like, what was it? But this one, not knowing, or not being labeled, as far as I know, as cosmic horror, and it definitely having a touch of that in it. So, now, I roll again. I don't think I want to set my camera up for that. So I'm gonna roll over here. I'm gonna sit down, I guess. My back is still not fucking better. It's not as bad, probably because I have not really been sitting. I've been laying on my side like, what's that giant sloth Pokemon? Like a, is that a Slaking? Like this a lot. So maybe that's why. Also, it's like really bad for my neck. I have neck issues, and so like that hurts, but right now it's making my back less bad. I smell like menthol, like an elderly person. I think I probably talked about that. Okay, well, anyway, let me roll. Hi. Hello, hello. 1. It's a ghost. It's a ghost, which is a movie pick, which is perfect because I need to watch a movie today. Yesterday, I watched Donnie Darko with my daughter, and I think she liked it. She kind of isn't a great movie watcher, but I think she liked it as far as movies go, especially like if it's not like an all and out. I think I have raised a child who doesn't watch anything unless it's like a horror movie, right? And that one is kind of a horror movie. I mean, it takes place in October and on Halloween, but like, it's loosely a horror movie, I feel like. But she liked it, I think. And for me watching that, like, as far as like his parents watching him become very mentally ill, like, I haven't seen that in a long time, and those parts really made me like want to fucking cry, honestly. Like, that was really hard to watch. So anyway, tonight we watch Possession. Love that movie. That was one of Kelsi's picks, and a movie I've only watched once. One of the most bananas movies I've ever seen in my life. Goopy. Fantastic acting, and one I'm very excited to watch again. So I'm gonna do that. My battery's gonna die, so I need to turn my camera off, and then I'm gonna look through and see what I want to read, because I'm just, do I draw a card? No, I don't think so. I think I pick now what I want to read with my little fingies, and I'll talk to you tomorrow probably. What's up? Hello, day 7 of Halloween-a-thon. Technically, I really didn't, I wanted to stop my vlog yesterday, but I didn't think about that until I literally went to edit all of my stuff just now, and I was like, oh, I didn't like come to a conclusion in my last video, so here I am doing that. And I did all my, I like completed the stuff for my role, which was to watch Possession, so I like am gonna roll again. So I was like, well, I should just fucking do that. Oh boy. In the words of a random person on Adventure Time, my life is like a fart. So I'm gonna go get my board and do a little roll. I moved the camera over here, but now I'm thinking it's not like really the best spot for rolling, so actually I'm gonna bring my fucking camera back over here. I have, you know what, actually when I think about it, I was gonna show you guys the progress I've made putting my shelf back together, because usually when I do this, I do it in like one day, and I've been trying not to like aggravate my back, and I've been also just like not having time to do that. But let me show you quick before I do my roll. Let me show you how this looks so far. I've been kind of doing something weird. I don't even know if it looks very good. Maybe it doesn't. I don't give a shit, honestly. So it's kind of rainbowy, or it's kind of not rainbowy. It's kind of sorted by color. The white's a little bit gradient. We've got some purple action going on, going into the gray, going into the black. Then we've got pink over here. This is red, going into some brown tones, into black. But what I kind of wanted to do with the black is go zigzaggy. So it goes black, 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 black. And that's where the black ends, because I didn't have any more black books. So also I wanted to do my, I really have seen and I like Christine Secrets Reads. She has a little shelf where she has all of her fancy sprayed edges books pointing with the edges pointing out, and I was like, ooh, I love how that looks. So I did a little one of those right there, and as you can see, there are some spots where it's like I have books in series where they're not, the spines aren't all the same color, but like some of them are. So series like that, I put them in the same spot. There's a couple series like that. Where's my finger? Here and here. I was actually just now tapping on my camera screen to show you that, and I was like, wait a second. You cannot see that. But then also there are series that I broke up, like my Brandon Sanderson. So it's like, it's just all chaotic, honestly. At first I was like, I'm gonna keep the series together, but some of them just were such different colors that it looked weird, and like it still looks weird, and I really don't know what I'm going for with this. So this is kind of what it looks like right now. Just kind of weird. And these red books are going somewhere else. I'm gonna try to do like some red to orange to yellow gradient maybe in the shelves below. I don't really know. What I do know is that I need to roll my dice again. I did kind of think I was going to start a book last night. I had like a fanciful thought about it, so I picked one of my filthy, I almost said fancy loot, it's like the opposite, filthy loot anthologies, soft ceremonies. It's out in the other room. But then we went to dinner with some of our friends for one of their birthdays. We went to a Chinese restaurant we love so much, and it was like, it was great, but like they recently, the owners who owned the place for like 50 years or something insane like that have recently like sold the business because they're elderly and are done running a restaurant. And so like they've stayed on to help train the new owners and staff and stuff like that. So like we were there a couple weeks ago when the old owners were still running the place, and then now we went again, and he could tell that the, like, you know, the lady who's always there, the owner, you know, who is kind of motherly, and she comes over, you know, and she'll like, you know, rub your back, and she makes sure to say hi to everybody, and like she just wasn't there. It's like the ambiance of the place is a little bit different, but the food tasted the same. So I think that must have been part of the sale, is like the secret recipes, you know, the Krabby Patty secret formula got passed on, which is sort of important. And like, you know, we went there because we loved the food. The food is fucking delicious, but also it's kind of sad to not see the staff there anymore, the owners. But so I didn't start the book like I planned to. That's okay, because if I roll now, then if I roll a book, then I'll just read that book. But let me do a little roller-rooney, a little roller-rama. Hello, it's Tiny Me doing a roll. It's my decapitated head, very Halloween. What did I roll? A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be really cool to get an activity board. I want to do an activity. Pumpkin. Pumpkin is a movie. All right, I will start Soft Ceremonies. I also did start listening to the audio of The Nest by Gregory Douglas, the disgusting cockroach book, which is a reread for me. I've been told the audio is good, so. Okay, ooh, Ghost Adventures. This will be interesting to watch. Maybe I can squeeze one in this afternoon while Lovs is at home with me. When I did this, I picked Ghost Adventures, but I was also thinking like any similar, as I put it, schlocky ghost investigation show where they ghost bros kind of a thing. So that'll be fun. Okay, so this wraps up my week 1 Halloween-a-thon thing. Now I'm gonna try to find some time to edit this all, and thank you for watching this. I know this week, this vlog has not been very exciting. I haven't rolled any activities. I really have not had time to do anything extra besides roll my board, move my board, tell you about what I've been reading and watching. I know that's not super fun, but maybe, I mean, I've got 1 class down, so maybe things will start to get exciting now. I don't know. Anyway, and we'll see you next week. I hope you're having a great Halloween-a-thon. See you next week. Anyway, boo.